Alright. If you're live, booyah. If you're here, you probably want to know some things about Adobe Premiere. Then we're going to be doing that today. So, just simple, basic things. And if you guys have any questions, I'll go ahead and answer them. But we're going to jump right into it. We're doing these Thursday tutorial videos. So you guys get to know what I do, how I do it, and then you guys can do it yourselves. So, boo-yah. Let's wait 20 seconds. 20 seconds of silence. See if anybody's gonna pop in. If not, booyah. If so, booyah. Word of the day. Coolio. Alright, so first thing, Adobe Premiere. I'm running with Adobe Premiere CS6. So that's the full package CS6. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this same little icon that's on the thumbnail. Words, English, fantastic. So we'll go ahead and open it up. And I'll show you guys right off the bat what I do. Again, if you guys have already seen my Photoshop tutorials, then you guys know I do the shortcuts and the things that actually work for me. I probably don't do it the way that the pros do it, but there you go. So you get Kyle shortcuts. Alright, so the first thing opens up this window. I always hit new project. Then it takes you through all these things. And I just go ahead and click OK. It's fine that we keep it untitled because later on we're going to go ahead and save it as an actual Premiere document. So, yeah, it says confirm overwrite. This action cannot be undone. Oh no. Okay, so yes. Duh. So then it asks you what format you want this to be in. Right off the bat, I would just click OK. Because whenever you move over whatever video, you can go ahead and say use sequence settings, and I'll show you what that means. But we're just gonna go ahead and click OK doke. So now we're in Adobe Premiere. Now I don't know if it looks daunting to you, but when you first open up Photoshop, you're like, oh no. And this has a little bit more gadgets and gizmos, it looks like, but very simple, very easy. We can go ahead and break it down. But the best way to break it down is also to drag some clips in here. So I'm going to use some clips that we took for Monday. If you guys watched the stream already, it's deleted right now, but my audio didn't show up very well, and neither did Michael's. So, but yeah, these are the clips. So you can go ahead and drag and drop just like Photoshop, super easy. We're gonna drag this one in as well, and one of these clips is the gameplay and the other one is my headshot. So we'll take it then. So yeah, now we have the clips. Fantastic. What do we do? And again, I threw them over here into the little project file. So there we have effects, project, markers, and what else is this? You can really tell that I use these other two. History. Fantastic. Don't know anything about that, but doesn't matter to me. So we're gonna drag all these over, make them look normal. Okay, so now we're in, we have our clips dragged in, and we're going to go ahead and take one of these clips, so that's a Fortnite gameplay, and drag it over to our sequence. So this is what I was talking about before. You don't have to go ahead and you don't have to click a specific format if you don't understand what format you need. Then this is easy, but it takes your clip and basically it asks if you want to change the sequence settings or you want to keep the existing settings. Now, if you're going to, so like this sequence that I shot in, I'm pretty sure is in 720, HD 720, and 60p probably. So technical terms, all it is just how it was shot. So we're gonna go ahead and, or we already clicked and dragged it over, and we're going to change the sequence settings. If you don't want to change your sequence, you know what you're doing, make sure that you keep your existing settings. But there's different formats for videos that you want. So like, if I'm going to export a video, if I'm going to take the video that I've been editing and put it onto YouTube, that's a completely different format than I'm going to put it as if I'm going to put it to Instagram or any other platform. Sometimes you can get away with 1080p video, but for like Instagram video, if you want it to be vertical, it has to be opposite dimensions. If you don't know what I'm saying, then sorry about that. I'm just speaking Latin. So yeah, all right, so we clicked and dragged the clip, and now we have it into our sequence, and this shows what we have. So if you take this little bar, you can grab it and scroll it all the way over, and what we see, the numbers going up, is the time sequence. So how long is this actual clip? So over here on the yellow, you can see it's 1 hour and 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So if we want to go all the way back, we can stretch this out. You just grab this little cruiser right here and pull it out. And boom, we can see the whole hour-long clip. Now, we don't want to mess with a huge clip like this because it takes time to export it. It also takes time when you're trying to edit and do fancy things with it. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and clip this down. Oh, I just did some things that I didn't tell you guys about. Okay, so here's a toolbar just like Photoshop. Here's a little arrow. You get to move your clips, or you can move the cruiser or whatever. That's basically what the arrow's for. Now, this over here, I don't really use these tools, but track select, you can take a clip and you can move it this way, which some people use it. I'm not a pro, don't really care about it. Doesn't help me that much. The only other thing that I do use is a razor tool all the time. So I'll click this over so we zoom in this clip. So the left zooms it out. If you click and drag over to the right or the left, whatever. It zooms in and out. So from there, we zoomed it in a little bit. We can take this razor tool and we can clip the clip. Whoa. We can clip the video. Now, in order to delete, you can go ahead, well, you delete what's highlighted, right? So you click this, nice. I can hit either the delete key or I can right click if you're on a Windows computer, and you can click cut. Nice, fantastic. I'm gonna Control Z, which it backs up your moves just like Photoshop. I hit Control Z, that clip is back, and I'm just gonna hit the delete key this time. So we want to take about I don't know, 4 minutes of footage. So we're going to again get the razor tool, or you can press C on your keypad and you just go ahead and click down wherever you want to trim. We can zoom in to make sure that we're trimming some seconds instead of minutes of gameplay. Alright, so let's go back to where I got shot. So we're just scrolling over. We zoomed in so we can get it frame by frame. Take the seconds, and boom, got shot. Shout out to Cava Venados. Alright, so we go ahead and highlight the clip that we don't want anymore, and we can cut it. Fantastic. So I like to take, well, we'll take this clip, we take the arrow tool, and you can hit V on your keyboard, and that will take you to your arrow. C is for the razor tool, and I just click and drag it all the way over to 0 in my time sequence. Now we have one beautiful clip. Now Kyle, we have a clip. What are we gonna do with it? I don't know, that's up to you. So how long is it? Let's look here. So 2 minutes. So let's just say we wanted to highlight this Fortnite clip and then put it up to Instagram. Just as 1080p HD full quality video, right? Now, Instagram and other platforms have their own time sequence. So you guys probably already know Instagram, you can only put a minute of video. So let's just say we want to trim a minute of the best footage from this specific clip. Now, it's just a clip of me dying, so it's not going to be that good, but we can trim down 2 minutes of footage. Now, let's say we like, now in order to scroll over what I'm doing, I just go ahead and click this little arrow here. If you guys can't see that, now you can. So we'll go ahead and click this arrow and we can scroll. So, ooh, I'm jumping, look at that clip. All right, so nice little parkour. Okay, we want to keep that. And then I pull out a balloon. Whoa, 2 balloons. And now I'm flying. Look at that, beautiful, over the trees. Okay, let's say that we don't want this clip to have any of the map, right, in it. So when I'm looking, so it's just a seamless clip. It just looks like I'm flying. It's dope, right? So we take this and we can zoom in, and down here we go ahead and click this little square again and cruiser it over to the left, and this allows us to get closer again to clip seconds frame by frame. So I took that clip, I clipped it, and now I want to delete it. Fantastic. Leaves a little hole, little space in my heart there. But we don't have the footage of the map anymore, so that's great. And it looks like I'm looking around. Everything looks beautiful, pretty, hanging. And oh, balloon popped. So let's see what else we got here. 1 balloon popped, 2, and I'm falling down. Okay, all right, I'm back up. So let's say that we don't want the descent or the balloons popping, right? So we clip it out, click C on the keyboard, scroll over to where we don't want, till I fly back in the air, and then we can go ahead and take that, clip the end of it, wherever we want to start back in, and then we can cut the clip. So we have another space. Now, if you're doing short clips like this, everybody has their preference. I like to smush things together as I go, so I don't like any of the holes. For when I play back over it, I'll show you what I mean. So let's go back over here, and we'll go at 13 seconds right here. We'll press play, and on your timeline, there's going to be a gap, and it just turns black. So everybody who's watching is like, you do not know how to seamlessly edit, do you? And that's an issue, unless you like black screens. So I take it, go ahead and hit V on your control, on your keyboard, and you can click and drag the clip over. So after you do that, it will look seamless. Let's see. Play it again. Look at that. There was no map move. What? It's magic. I know. So, yeah, let's go back to these clips, but let's just say we don't want any holes. It's too much zooming and dragging. So we'll go ahead and create one little hole just so we know the distance in the space. What is the clip that we're clipping from? Clip we are clipping from. So, let's say, well, we're going up right here, and right there, that's fine. So we still want this footage because it looks kind of seamless if you're not really paying attention. All right, now I go to the Xbox menu, and I don't want that in my clip. So I'm going to already make a cut right there, and then whenever I stop messing around, I'm going to cut it back in. So we'll cut right there. Again, highlight, delete. Beautiful. You guys are mavericks already. All right. And oh no, I hit the menu again. So, like, okay, where does that even start? From right here, let's cut it. And Kyle's messing around on the menu again, making sure that he's online. And we'll clip it right here. All right, and move our clips over. Just hit V on your keyboard. And oh no, we have holes over here. So just like when you're moving folders on your desktop, so let's say I'm just gonna move all of these folders in the middle. It looks like a cross pattern. I go ahead and click, and then I drag over, make that cute little box, and I can highlight it and move it wherever I want to. So let's go back to Premiere. The same thing, you can click and then drag over, highlight over those clips, then you can move them. All of them at the same time. Magic. So yeah, we're gonna go back to our clip. Oh, we got the slow descent. Welcome to the descent. You guys haven't seen that movie, you guys don't need to. It's pretty scary. All right, so we're messing around in the menu again, trying to see if Michael's on and add him to our party. So let's cut that out. We do not want this. It is going to magically send an invite. So we clicked that already, and beautiful. So we fall down to the ground, Michael joins the party, then bam, we get shot in the head. Right there. So, oh no, we are dead. Cool. So we like that clip, that was okay. So we'll mush all of our clips together, and then let's see how much time we have before we die, right? Okay, so it looks like the clip's a little bit too long. We're about 8 seconds too long. So we want to go ahead and trim the fat. There is the fat here. We're about to fall down. Oh no, we kind of go up a little bit right there. That is some fat, so we'll clip this out and let's see if that is about a minute. If it's under a minute, that's okay, because Instagram takes up to minute clips. So, looks like we are goody in the hoodie. We have a full minute clip, and you're like, oh, that is amazing. Let's go ahead and export it and we'll put it up to Instagram. Not yet, dude. We gotta polish this. We're gonna make this clip look beautiful. And yeah, so let's say that we want to add some text to our video, right? Text, whoa, we're getting fancy. All right, so we're going to, and I'll show you guys how to add like fancy text, all that other stuff later. That's when we can move our Photoshop files to our Premiere files, but Photoshop plus Premiere is a little bit more advanced. Eventually, throughout these weeks, we'll go ahead and do that for you guys. If you guys are watching this way after the series is done, I might already have that video out. Make sure to check my playlists. But yeah, so text, how do you get there? You first go to title, or your new title, and default still. We don't want our text to move. We just want it stagnant. We have a roll, which I think rolls up, maybe not, who knows, and a crawl. I think a crawl goes along the x-axis, and roll maybe goes along the y. Who knows? Math. Okay, so we click still, and then it asks you what title you want to do. I mean, you could put a title. I don't really care about what it's called. Maybe if you're doing something more advanced, you care about whatever your title is. But yeah, so you just go through, you click OK. Fantastic. And then your text box, which is just like on Photoshop. You have your type tool, which is T. You can click that on your keyboard. Or V again is your selector. Beautiful. And you're just gonna click and drag your text box. If you guys have used PowerPoint before, you guys have used a text box, duh, whatever. So We're just gonna say that this is the channel that you guys want to go to on YouTube. So VikingBallerina, VikingBallerina on YouTube. Fantastic. So we want it to be one singular line. So we go back up, you can click V, or you just go up to the arrow tool there, and we're going to take one of the corners out and pull it out. Now doing that lengthens your text box, and then you're able to take that, and then now we can take the arrow and put it either below or above. Let's just put it above, because then we don't have all the rest of that weird stuff on the bottom. But I could show you guys something to cover all that stuff up. Let's do that. Advanced. Booyah. So let's put this on the bottom, and the background you could still see. Pretty annoying. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to actually, before I show you guys this stuff, I don't want to jump the gun. Alright, so let's highlight our text, go to T, and let's say we don't like this font. We like some crazy font, maybe some cursive, dude. Maybe some Cambria. Oh, that looks sharp. Maybe we want some wingdings. No, I don't think they have wingdings on here. I think that's exclusively for Microsoft. But we got Gouty Stout, dude. Oh my gosh, what else we got? Kunstler, nice. That's kind of like wingdings. Nice, cool. So you guys can go ahead and go through them and choose whatever text you want to. Okay, so from here, we can also do, it's just in regular. Okay, let's go back to this. Make sure we're on T, and it gets kind of annoying when you're highlighting your text and it doesn't show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, so let's say I want to use the text box, right? And I'm like, oh no, I'm on the arrow. Why does it not do this? You can double click and it'll go to T, which is cool. But you're like, I don't know. I click F and oh no, it's messed up. Like I want to put an F in there, it's not working. F's in the chat. So you can either double click or make sure that you're on that type tool. Okay, so highlight, and you want to make some changes. Over here, right here, is you'll see the font size, and right now it's at 100. We want to make this baby, I don't even know, just huge, just completely enormous. Okay, so we can click and drag, and it's just Vic. Welcome to Vic, not VikingBallerina, just Vic, and check him out on YouTube. So yeah, we can go ahead and mess around with that font size. Now, let's say we want to make the text bigger, but it can only fit the form of however big your video is. Remember that. So let's say I want it to be 1/3, I don't even know, just enormous, right? 150 or something crazy like that. Does it fit on the screen, or is it off the screen? It's not going to show up on your video. So make sure it fits. Now, 104, beautiful font type. Now this, the A and V corresponds to kerning, so it's the distance between the specific letters. You can move these around, make them real close to each other, or you can just make your whole text backwards, because who doesn't like that, dude? Everybody loves that. So let's put it back down to 0. Now, if you want a specific number, you just go ahead and double click it, and you guys can put in whatever number you want. Alright, now this, another tool, it does the spacing between your, what is that called? Spacing between your breaks. So let's see, right here. We want to space this, right? VikingBallerina on YouTube, but we want to make sure that you can't see YouTube at all, or just really far. That's what it corresponds to. So we want this to go back to where it was, everything on one line, and because we don't have anything spaced, It's all goody in the hoodie, but we want to put it to 0 just for OCD's sake. Fantastic. So we'll go back here. Now I want to go back to what I was going to show you guys. If we want to go ahead and cut out the background, we can do a couple different things. One is the strokes. So if you guys watched our Photoshop tutorial, you guys know that there's something called a stroke. No, I'm not having a stroke, but this has a stroke. It's gonna die pretty soon. It's gonna be really sad. Or it might pull through, I don't know. So there's an inner stroke, which corresponds to, well, we don't want 2 inner strokes. 1 stroke is good enough. Which corresponds to the letters inside. So you can go ahead and put like a little black sheen on the edges, or all the way it's full and you can change the color of your whatever. But you don't use that to change the color. You can come up here. It says color fill. Then we want this to be red because red means dead. And fantastic, but it doesn't show up that nicely. So we're gonna do white letterings, but letterings? Sure. But yeah, so let's go back down here. All right, so outer stroke is the thing that we want. Now, using an outer stroke puts an outer black line on our letters. Look at that, dude. VikingBallerina on YouTube. So we're covering up, and you guys probably can't see it that big. Let's do this. Can I do this? There you go. Okay, so we can cover up. I want this to be bigger. Alright, so we can cover up the background. That's one way to do it. It kind of looks shoddy, but it's what we got right now. But if we add a shadow, we're getting super fancy here. The opacity we want 100%. And if you guys haven't seen the Photoshop tutorial, you guys probably won't know what opacity is unless you know it from something else. But basically, it's just how apparent whatever effect is that you're trying to show. So it could be transparent, or 100% would show how solid it is. All right, now we want this shadow to be huge, enormous. So we made it a little bit bigger, and let's take this outer stroke off by this check mark. And we can see that we kind of got a little bit of shadow, but we're probably still going to need our stroke if we actually want to cover up all the Fortnite stuff. Now, this does make you pay attention to the actual words, so using strokes or shadows will help that. So let's see, we just want it to be, we don't want it to be anything crazy. Just, so, oh wait, that changes the distance. So we'll Control Z this. Okay, the size. I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller. Now, if you like how that looks appealing wise, then leave it. If you don't, fantastic. But in this case, we're just gonna keep an outer stroke. We'll make it a little bit bigger, but it's apparent enough that it pops. Fantastic. So, right there, you're like, oh no, we cut out of it, it clicked out. But if you go over here, this itself is another layer. So here's our words. Over to the left, we click and drag them and put them above the video layer. So again, it's layers. And I'm gonna take out the stroke actually really quick. And to get back on that title screen where your letters are, you just go ahead and double click the layer. So we'll take this off, take out outer stroke, and let's say, okay, this is a little bit too big. Maybe we don't want it to cover our tools. We want other people to see it. Now, we can change the size back into the title menu, or we can go up to our new, what you guys don't know if you don't know, we have a little menu called Effect Controls. We can go up here to the top left and it shows motion. You just click that little arrow down, and we can go over here to scale. So we can make that scale smaller. We're like, oh cool, but positionally we don't want it in the middle of the video. So You can do this one or two ways. You can click on the actual title and double click it. Then it will show up as a little box, and we can make it smaller or bigger. And I don't use this that much. I probably should because it's quicker. And then you could just click that and drag it to wherever you want it to go. And then release. So if that works for you, fantastic. Here's another way. Let's Control Z this. It's back here again. We're like, oh no. We're gonna click this layer, and let's say the video is clicked. We're like, oh man, we have to go back down to motion and scale, right? Oh no. Well, right here, actually let me go back here. So here's something that's really important on Premiere, and it's kind of hard to figure out unless somebody tells you or you just mess around. So let's say we're clicking on this video, right? We go up to motion, and then we're like, ah, well, we want to make that text a little bit smaller, right? Well, this is not the way to do it because you have that layer. You're clicked on that layer. You're not clicked on the title. So we have to instead undo what we did. So Control Z, or you can go up to Edit Undo. It's just a quicker way to do that. And you go to your text, make sure that it's highlighted, and then you can move the scale again. Okay. Now, position is the next thing. Now, this left number corresponds to the x-axis, so we can move it left or right. The higher the number goes, the more it goes to the right. The lower the number, the more it goes to the left. Now, this is on the y-axis, so the lower this number goes, the higher the text is, and then the higher the number goes, the lower the text goes. So, fantastic. We have it exactly where we want it. The text is goody in the hoodie, or let's say we want to go ahead and move it to the middle. Fantastic. Or we switched our mind, we want to move it all the way up there. Who knows? You choose where it goes. So, it's right there. People will know, oh, this is VikingBallerina's clip. Okay. That's how to use text title. Now, if we want this text to be all throughout the minute of the video, then we're going to click and drag this title text all the way over, like it is right now. Or we shorten it. So let's say after the first 5 seconds, we're going to have it show, and then it'll go away. So we're not going to ruin everybody's day by having one specific logo on there. We want them to pay attention to the video instead of just the text. So 5 seconds, let's look at it. Cute little parkour, jumping up, booyah, and boom, the text went away. What the heck? So yeah, let's say we want to extend it out 8 seconds, press play. Oh, it's going longer, and boom, just before flight. Okay, so let's say we want to get even more fancy, and we want it to blink like something super annoying. And this is how you do that. So this is an easier way to do it. This is how I do it. We want it to blink like every 1 second, right? So we're going to cut 1 second clip of this, and then we'll keep cutting. Maybe you want it better, like you want it every second, or not like every 2 seconds or whatever. Then how you do the sporadic way is you just clip some clips out of your title, and you can spread them out, click and drag. Beautiful. You just want it to be really, really weird. So we'll go back and we'll see what we did over a 15-second span. Cool. Alright, so let's play it, let's watch it, look at our masterpiece of text. VikingBallerina on YouTube. Nice. VikingBallerina on YouTube. It's gone. It's back. Oh, it's gone. It's back. gone, back, gone, back. Cool. So that's how you do that. So we're gonna go ahead and delete them, and then we can drag it out for the rest of the video. Boom. This is how you do this. Cool. So you're like, I already have my clips. I'm excited with what they are. I'm ready to export. Nope, not yet, dude. Not yet. We got some more stuff to show you. So this is very basic, but good stuff. So here's something we haven't used yet. Right above my head is a bar called Effects. You look over at the arrow, top left, and you click that. We're gonna go down to video transitions. So video transitions, if you guys have used, again, not Photoshop, PowerPoint, Adobe PowerPoint, you've used transitions. Maybe you have your text come in like swoop, swoop, and then you have a picture goes, just explodes on the screen. This is the same thing. So you have a bunch of different video transitions. Now, how do you apply these? You guys tell me. No. So how we apply them is we click and drag. Now, let's say we want to use a 3D motion cube spin. We want that cube spin to be right in the beginning. We click and drag at the beginning or the end of a clip, and you guys will see it highlighted right here. So let's say we want cube spin on that text right when it comes in, right? So people are just watching the video, and over a second span, cube spin. All right, so let's look at that happen in real time. Whoa, 3D cube spin, super cool. Okay, so let's say we want that cube spin to also come in with our video, right? We're getting super fancy from a black screen to a cube spin. Bam, cool. So the actual video was a cube spin, but because the text was a cube spin too, it came in with it. Now let's delete that cube spin for the text and see what happens. VikingBallerina on YouTube. All right, well, text stayed. Let's say that we want to, this is one that I use all the time, and it's probably one that you'll use all the time as well if you like it. I like this because it's super subtle. All my videos come in and out just like this. There's one called Film Dissolve, and we're gonna have the video dissolve in, right? We'll also apply it, just click and drag, we'll also apply it to our text. Awkward. Right there. Fantastic. So we can tell what transition it is because it says Film Dissolve. Alright. Now we'll click and drag, so we'll just kind of see what happens. Now, it legitimately dissolves onto the screen, and it looks beautiful. It's like, whoa. Alright, so let's say that we want this clip to, or actually, let's say that we want the text to dissolve out after 11:11. Make a wish. So we'll cut this out, and we want this to dissolve after 11 seconds. Now we're not going to watch the whole 11-second clip, but we'll go back 7 seconds. Our text is on the screen, and transition. Whoa, dude, it just dissolved out. So pretty. So yeah, fantastic. It can be dissolved in or out, the transition on the beginning or the end. Nice. Now, can you use the transition on other clips? Well, let's see, dude. So this is what it looks like, the transition itself, and they're pretty seamless cuts, but let's look. And nope, we got a little bit of choppiness right here. So let's say we're like, oh man, we don't want that chop. It hurts our souls. So we can click and drag, Film Dissolve, and what it does, instead of at the end of a clip, it actually meshes those two clips together. So let's see what that looks like. Actually, here, let's do this so it's a little bit bigger so you guys can see the transition. Alright, so it's still pretty weird, but you can at least see that there was the little dissolve effect, right? So let's go down here. Now, if we want the dissolve to be a little bit more seamless or longer, it'll definitely be longer. We can click and drag it out. So the length goes over the span of what, 15 seconds and 19 seconds? All right, so let's clip that, see what it looks like. Whoa, we can see a little bit of map. We got some weirdness going on. But yeah, so we probably wouldn't want to extend those things out unless we want a really trippy image. And maybe you guys are making some trippy things, and that's okay, but we don't want that. So just like the text, we can go ahead and use the dissolve transition. So we can do it right here, film dissolve at the end. Now I do use film dissolve at the beginning and the end of my clips. So on Instagram, what it will do is it creates a loop. So it's always looping your video so long as the person's watching your video. So it'll loop out, it goes like this, and then it comes back in right there. So it looks really nice. That's what I use all the time. Now, when I first started editing, I would put film dissolve to everything. I'd put it to legitimately all the clips. So I'm like, yeah, dude, film dissolve, film dissolve. That's a small clip, but film dissolve. All right, so let's see what all those things look like. Let's come down here. And, oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, beautiful. And it gets kind of laggy, so depending upon the RAM of your computer, what you're using, the higher the RAM, the more that you'll be able to see and play back your images. But if your RAM is lower, then you're not, I mean, one example, I was editing stuff off of one of my laptops and I didn't have a very high RAM capability, and I couldn't see, I could edit, but I couldn't play back my things. So it would lag and it would look really weird and ugly. So I had to get a bigger computer with more processing capabilities. Nice. So yeah, I had added all those film dissolves. We're going to take all those out because I think they're ugly now. A bunch of film dissolves. But yes, if you guys look back at like our old like wedding footage for videos that we edited and shot for one of our companies, Love Is Bound Studios, you guys will see the film dissolve, dude. It's great. And that's Love Is Bound Studios on YouTube. I haven't uploaded there since, I think, last October, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, so film dissolves. If you like them, cool. If you don't, all right. So, yeah, we added text already. We have a 1-minute clip. Beautiful. We have it go out, but we don't have a film dissolve to there. Let's do that. And let's say that we want to go ahead and copy this clip. We can click Control-C, and then we click Control-V. Make sure that your cruiser is all the way out here when you Control-V it, because if you don't, let's say it's in the middle of this video clip here, Control-V, it'll push it and it makes it look really ugly, and you also can't see the rest of that clip. It just destroyed it before I got shot in the head. So make sure this little cruiser, the line, yellow stick here, is on the end of your clips. So we can take this, Control-V, and we're going to put this at the end. And we'll extend that out a little bit. So we want our text to come back in just before it clips out. And little dissolve, VikingBallerina on YouTube. Beautiful. And then after I get shot in the head, dissolves out and it's done. Cool. So you say we already got the text, we got it in front and back. It's cool enough. Negative, dude. It's not cool enough. Now, one last thing I'm going to show you before I go ahead and end the stream. This again is basics of Adobe Premiere. So I just wanted to show you guys how to clip it, how do you put it in, what different tools I use. And then I'm going to show you guys next time, next Thursday, we'll go ahead and patch in different websites that I use to help you guys get like sound and royalty-free sound and royalty-free clips, and maybe we'll throw some green screen elements in. I'll show you guys a little bit of keying, but we'll definitely do a lot more layering next time in Adobe Premiere so you guys can see. But the last thing I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys, everybody loves a little slow motion, right? So just before I die, I'm going to clip that, okay? One balloon, I pop out another balloon, right? But before I do that, I'm going to slow all of these clips down. Now, just before the shot and the death, we're going to slow motion it. So, go ahead and right click your clip. We're gonna go up here to speed and duration, click that, and we're going to make this a longer clip, which means that we're slowing down the speed. Now we want it to be, I don't know, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. You guys get to choose. But the more that you extend it out, not only is it going over a minute, but it's also, it also matters for the pitch and the sound of the audio. So we'll go ahead and listen to it. What do we got? And you guys probably won't be able to hear it. We'll deal a lot with audio next time, but okay, is this good enough? Slow motion. I mean, that's not very slow motion. So we're gonna make this like 20 seconds instead. Now, if we were gonna put some music to it, we'd do some crazy dramatic music. There you go, frame by frame. No. So sad, dude. And we'll go ahead and clip this to where I'm just on the ground and there's no bullets. It's right here. There you go. Beautiful. So it's all impact, all bullets, all the time. So we'll go here. No, body shots. And deaded. Boom. So sad, but so beautiful. Okay. So there you go. That's how you do slow motion. It's pretty shoddy slow motion, but it works, right? It works, dude. So, and again, this is over a minute, but we're gonna show you guys anyways how to, we'll show you guys how to export it before we cut this stream. Now, we have a beautiful clip. We love it. We love the text. So we're gonna go up here to File. You go to Export, and exporting a video means basically it'll process and then it will save. So we'll go to Media. Now your format, I always save stuff in formats that you'll be able to use anywhere, and one of those formats is H.264. So I always click that one. Now, presets, we want to go down to preset, and you can choose Android tablet, 360p, 720p, Apple TV. You got a bunch of different things, but I want to make sure that it's HD. It's the best, highest quality under 4K that that it is capable of, right? So we go to either HD 1080p, so 29.97, or 720, 29.97. But make sure that it's HD. Make sure that it's HD 1080p, not 1080i. I don't know the difference, but 1080p is a lot better format that I'm used to working with. So HD 1080p 29.97. Now, another thing that's important is you want to look at your output name. We want to name it sequence? Probably not. So we go ahead and click this. We're going to name this Nanners. Cool. Why? Because. So we want it to be saved to the desktop, directly to the desktop. And we go ahead and save. And all this rest of this stuff, if you know what to do, fantastic. If you don't, go ahead and click that export button. Now, it will encode your sequence, and depending upon the process of your, or the processing power of your computer, it'll take longer or shorter. Right now, 1 minute clip, it takes 10 minutes. On my old laptop, a 1 minute clip may take 40 minutes or something crazy like that. Oh, so it looks like it's only gonna take like maybe 4 minutes, 3 minutes. But once that's exported, we'll get to see our video. So, fantastic. We did that, and we will see that on the desktop. We'll be able to pull that over, put it to YouTube or Instagram directly. Now, to put stuff to Instagram, I'll be able to make another video on that eventually. What I use is I click and drag it over to Google Drive, then from Google Drive I go on my phone and I download it. Some people use Dropbox, some people put a wire directly into their phone to their computer so they can drag the files off. But yeah, or for iPhones you have AirDrop, which is cool. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically how to do the basics. Nice. Very simple stuff. If it's not simple to you and I didn't break it down good enough, then make sure to yell at me in person or on Instagram or in the comments down below. There's a couple cool things in the description. We have our vlogging channel. You guys can follow us on Instagram. There's a link to that. You guys can see our gear. So from the camera to the green screen to the mic that I'm using, you guys can see all those different elements. And yeah, cool. That's the end of this video. We're done. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Adobe Premiere Basics. I was gonna clip this up just like the Photoshop one, but it was pretty seamless, and I can't really clip like I want to clip. So there you go. Hour-long video. Shout out to the true OGs watching it. So bye. See you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. And we'll be back next Thursday. Nice series. If check the playlist, see if there's any new stuff, maybe Photoshop stuff, Premiere, maybe After Effects. If you guys have seen this video after this series has already gone on. So, but yeah, love you guys. Take it easy.